Wuz Goodie? It's your boy Rhino, aka Bring Home the Mom.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Noah Boat, aka White Chocolate Wonderful, and you guys are watching Love, Live, Serve.
Doing something a little fun and quirky today.
A mukbang.
I said we were never gonna do one of these.
And look where we are.
Look where you are.
Is it mukbang or mukbang?
I'm gonna keep calling it mukbang.
What would you guys call it?
I'm calling it mukbang.
Mukbang.
Some say mukbang.
Mukbang.
I say mukbang.
Regardless, we're here. So,
Eating food and talking.
It's come to this.
so y'all
We're mukbanging.
Y'all can just introduce yourselves if they don't already know who you are.
Hi, I'm Julia Rose, aka I don't have a nickname. Rude.
Hi, I'm Lauren Summer, aka this pizza.
Yeah, y'all gotta pick names. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that.
I am Kayla Lauren, and I am the Burrito Guido today.
Alright. So as you can see, they already ate some of the pizza. We didn't even get to start eating. I was like, what the hell happened?
Who ate the
Listen.
pizza? You ate the pizza.
Who walked through the door and said, "Where's the pizza?"
I feel
That was
late.
Julia.
Oh, I missed that.
Julia Rose, aka
Thanks,
Sugar Mama. Sugar Mama.
Sugar Mama Pizza.
Sugar Mama
true.
pizza. So we
We have
dig
to eat
in.
this fast.
Wait, how big was this
or-
pizza? Was this? Did they say 36 inches?
I don't know. I've never seen a pizza this big.
Never
Yeah.
seen a pizza this big.
I have made this
wow.
one.
So do you guys like the inside mushy pieces or like the crust on the outside, like with brownies and stuff?
You got
I
like
like
the
your
best
crust.
piece.
I don't
I know.
discriminate.
I'm into the middle squares.
Middle?
Middle.
Then why are you eating it outside? You're
Well-
so contradicting.
Ooh, a scandal.
He's
Well,
diversified.
you know what? Alright, you got me there.
But did you guys peep his fresh lineup?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I got
We
one.
peeped it.
I did. Show it off.
Let me
Show it
see.
Well, it's mine is
Ooh.
a haircut.
Okay,
But
like
I got
you
others
queen.
on.
Why? What does it mean? Does it mean
Is it like
something?
a tribal?
What does it mean?
I have never
it
heard that
Hindi?
before.
Like a tattoo. What does it mean? Something.
Nah, that doesn't mean anything.
Well, I thought that she has tattoos, so I'm kind of curious to see what those are
Oh
about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kayla.
Wait, before we go into hers, do you guys have tattoos?
I have a tiny one on the back of my neck.
You do?
I do.
What is it?
You don't even know? That's
Get a zoom in on
Never
that.
kissed the back.
It is a.
It's a little rose. It's
Aw.
a camellia. Oh shit.
A camellia.
What does that mean?
I mean, I'm not gonna like super deep, but it basically just like it's like my happy place. Essentially.
Oh.
Yeah, my little camellia, just to kind of keep you grounded.
You got a lot going on.
got a lot going on.
Where
She
should
said
we
I got a
start?
lot of
It's
shit.
my happy place. I got some, I'm big into Hindi art. So I have a Ganesha here.
Whoa.
I have just artistic stuff here. And then this is my mom when she was young and our dog. So we have a husky and that's my mom from her youth. And then I have a unity symbol here that I have with all my brothers and our years of birth. And then this creepy eye doesn't mean anything. And that's my arms. And I have some small other stuff
Which one hurt the most?
elsewhere. Ooh, this in here. This is bad. And your elbow, it's like a straight
haven't done that one
blade
yet.
to the elbow.
I literally fell asleep during my neck tat.
Yeah.
It was so relaxing.
What?
I was literally falling
Forearm,
asleep.
too. I have 3 ribs.
Yeah, I don't have any, but I want
You have
some.
three
So I just
ribs?
don't know.
Ooh,
Like,
what's
I
the
have
first one
3
gonna be?
ribs.
I want some type of like
My face.
Greek god portrait
My
or
face.
something.
You should get Ryan's
we could get
face
there.
tattooed
Yeah.
on your arm.
I'm gonna get all three of
Would
you
you
guys'
do it?
face tatted on my
Boom.
left arm.
When do you do it? Would y'all get banana tattoos on your butt cheeks?
not on my butt cheek.
We should all go get banana tattoos.
I think we should. I think you have to.
Are you paying for that?
Yeah, you can get it.
All right, well then maybe I'll
We should
reconsider.
actually do a bet one day. And you should have to get a tattoo if you lose. I'll have to get a tattoo.
Okay, I'll do that.
I would
I'm
purposely
down with
lose
that.
because I really want a banana tattoo.
Purposely.
I feel like the audience would want to know about you guys' lives in general. 'cause,
Yeah, we should like go down the line.
As far as they know, you're just random
Cute girls.
Cute girls.
That post pictures, but you guys are also real people with a lot of stuff that nobody knows.
So we want to learn about just your how you got to this exact moment here today. So why don't we go down the line?
Yeah.
You know, everyone can say their
No
piece.
pressure.
We'll start with the Dorito Guido. Frida.
So I'm from Chicago. I've been living in LA for 3 years, and I only got into modeling maybe not even a year ago.
Wow.
And-
There.
Yeah, she was there, and before that, I went to school for psychology, and I am a behavioral specialist by trade. So I've worked in treatment centers, psychiatric treatment centers. I was a clinical coordinator. I work a lot with women who have PTSD, eating disorders, anxiety, all of that stuff. And so that's what I did for maybe 6 years before I got into this, and it kind of just fell into my lap, and I didn't want to turn down opportunities. So that's how I met everybody here and met Julia at a party, for a brand party.
Shocking.
No name.
Shocking.
Brand
A brand
party.
party.
And we hit it off there and had a ton of things in common, and just really we're both inspired by the same things and wanted to change things up that are going on in this industry, and that's how we ended up here.
Now, what was like the switch from when you were working a regular job to I'm gonna get into modeling? Like
You got a
how'd you cross?
DM from
Yeah, did you get a DM?
Drake or
Did
something?
another girl?
Yeah, I got a DM from Drake
Close
himself.
that.
So Aubrey hit her up.
Yeah, so I was on a feature. No. Yeah, it was just a photographer who didn't have a big following or anything, but I just decided to say yes to them. And from there, that was posted on an online magazine, and then it kind of just snowballs from there. And it got to be where in January of this year, I was finding that I didn't have enough time. I was working overnights, I was working overtime. I also was training at that time, so I'm a certified trainer. And so I was just working a lot and wasn't sleeping, and I just decided to just go for it and give this my all and see where that took me, and it has gone really well so far.
Whoa.
I'm
I would say
inspired.
so.
Yeah.
I'm
I would say
inspired.
so.
Now, how important is diet with the working out aspect?
Diet is at least 80% of your fitness.
I know.
Damn it.
Diet is really
It's
important.
the
You
whole
cannot mess it up.
thing. Yeah, sorry to break it to you.
Do you know how to cook, or do you like get meal
I don't like
prep?
cooking, and honestly, I don't follow like a very strict diet because I have a lot of experience with eating disorders. I myself had an eating disorder for years, and so to me, it truly is about balance. And once you find like what your body is down with and how to balance everything, then you kind of just fall into a rhythm where I don't track anything. I don't track what I eat. I don't
macros
I
and
don't.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't do all that stuff because that can make you sick.
You know what I mean?
So I just eat kind of balanced, and some days I'll eat pizza, and a lot of days I don't eat pizza, and it just kind of goes for me.
So do you not have like a one-man-do cheat day? You just kind of, if you're feeling it that day? Or?
I'm not a cheat day fan, no offense to anybody, but I have personally found that cheat days will throw me back into eating disorder behaviors. And so I don't have restrictions on anything. I just go based on how I feel, and my body will fluctuate naturally, and it works.
Yeah.
So, and you said you were doing like helping people with anxiety and all that stuff. Because I have that, and it's been getting like worse, low key. So like, I mean, do you have any, I mean, I'm sure there's people watching that have stuff that they're going through. So do you have just kind of a broad sweeping statement that you think could help people?
I think that the root of most anxiety, in my opinion, is what we call future tripping in the treatment world, and that's just not being able to be present. So that's synonymous with being mindful and just being in your present moment. And I think that anxiety comes from a fear of future and what's going to happen, and all of this getting caught up in your head about tomorrow or 3 hours from now, and finding that balance between appropriately planning and being on the ball, and also not letting your present moment be totally tainted by
The future.
your future. You know, then you never really exist in your moment, and you're always fearful about the future, and then when the future comes, you're fearful about the future after that. And
I overthink everything.
Wow.
yeah, overthinking. So just taking a minute if you feel like super overwhelmed, and just taking a minute to like check in with your senses, do a body scan, start from your toes, go all the way up to your head, and like progressive muscle relaxation, and just
it works.
being present and chilling, even if it's for 5 minutes. I know everybody here works really hard and is super fast paced, and so do most people, and just being okay and not feeling guilty if you take 10 minutes, if you take a day, if you take a week. It's different for everybody, and just like taking that time, and like everything's gonna be okay.
Wow.
I know.
Wow, so you just like help solve everything.
I know.
No,
Well, you
so
should like go to school for that
Do you
or something.
personally meditate like once a day?
I don't do structured, I'm really bad at structured meditation, but I have gotten good at just being very present. I used to plan out literally every moment of my day where I would know what I had to be doing at 1 o'clock, so I'd count backwards, like literally I'd have my shit planned, like in 5-minute increments where like I have to do this by this time, and if I have to be here, I have to do this by this time and this time, and if I don't, and you kind of, it leads you to catastrophize, and you think like if one thing falls out of place, then everything's gonna be a catastrophe, when like the world, like time is not a real thing. It sounds very like out
Time
there,
is
but
relative.
time literally is what we, like we're mapping it out, so time is so nebulous that it's not dictating what you do. You just, to me, it's just like a constant reminder of like everything is going to be fine. And since I started taking more chances and telling myself that's how I got where I am right now. And I never would have been this way and I really think my work was really important working in treatment centers, but I never would have adopted this mindset fully if I didn't have like this freelance, you have to go with the flow kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I agree, Ellen. I know.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
No, probably not.
We can slide to you now.
You?
Yeah, I don't know if you can top that.
I know, like, how am I supposed to follow? I know.
You're all
not.
It
special.
all started when I was born. So I'm originally from Orlando, Florida, in a little suburb called Apopka, Florida. Represent. It means the big potato.
Oh shit. I'm gonna live
But
there.
unlike Kayla, I since I was little, I wanted to model. Like I that was like my thing. I wanted to do it so bad. I was in Victoria's Secret with my mom one time, and I like looked up at this giant photo of Adriana Lima, and I was like, I don't know what it was. I was like, I need to do that. I want to be like powerful and confident. I need to do that. My little braces self, like, like no chance in hell. But I was like, I want to do that so badly. So then in like high school, like kind of like freshman, sophomore year, my friend was in a photography class, and they were just kind of like, you know, we want to take some photos, and I was like, this is it. Like, this is my chance.
Wait for
like,
that moment.
Like, this is
In
my
high
chance
school?
for a
Yeah, in high-
photography class in Apopka High.
You're
and I'm
calling.
like, I know, I'm like, this is it. Like, my
The
whole
stars
life
have
has been
aligned.
leading up to this. I finally have like my chance to like do something with it. And they're like, wow, you're actually like really good. Have you like modeled before? And I'm like, no, I just like, I've always like wanted to. And then started to like take photos with more people at my school. And then like the neighboring school, like some of their photography class people were like, oh, we heard you're really good. Do you want to shoot? And then it just kind of like spread and spread and spread to where I was like shooting with everyone in like Orlando. And the next couple years I was like everyone in Florida. And then people from out of states kind of started getting involved, and it all just kind of like snowballed. But I like worked my butt off trying to like get like the right portfolio. You know, I was like, I have to do everything like by the book. I need a portfolio, I need an agency, I need this and that. And then times kind of change, and if you can grow a big following on Instagram, you can do anything yourself. You don't have to give anyone a percentage. You don't have to do any of that. You can just kind of like manage yourself and just do it all like on your own. So then that's kind of how it happened. And then a photographer hit me up and was like, do you want to shoot for this big magazine? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then once they posted a photo on their Instagram, and I like gained 20,000 like instantly, and it just kept going like, and I was like, all right, here we go, like here it is, it's happening. But working with all these photographers and being in an industry for a while, you do kind of start to realize like the negative and like the nasty. You get to experience like the horrible people that they talk about, like they're real. But then that's kind of how you meet the good people, is you all have that common denominator of like, oh, I've also, you know, experienced this with this person or this with this person. Like now let's make a change, because we know. And there's gonna be other girls who are like, oh my God, I wanna be a model, I wanna go to LA, who are gonna get themselves in these horrible situations. We're like, how do we be like the moms? And how do we like stop this from happening and do something good with this platform that we have, because people think that we're hot?
Yeah.
I was gonna get into that after we hit the thing
Yeah.
about your guys' horror stories about doing.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So
let me get these knockoff docus.
Me, I'm from small town Texas. I actually grew up really conservative, really conservative. I wasn't allowed to show my stomach. I wasn't allowed to wear bikinis. Wasn't allowed to really do any of that. And so I ended up being 21 and wanted to move out to LA. Never went to LA ever before. I just loaded a U-Haul and literally drove out. Didn't know anyone. And I like, got my little studio apartment, and I just remember just pursuing, it wasn't even really pursuing modeling. It was just kind of picking up side gigs here and there to like pay rent and stuff. And then once you realize there's an actual business in it, and I enjoyed being in front of the camera, and I enjoyed pushing limits and like pushing people's perspectives and doing different modeling than what was traditional. And so I feel like once I got to that point and realized you can have a voice and not just model, I think that's when it like, you can use your modeling to really have a voice, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that's why I really pursued it, because I knew eventually it would turn into something great where you can work with other women and do what we're doing.
Now, I want to ask, because a bunch of people asked me, can you tell us about the roller coaster?
No!
Everybody was asking me. And I was like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, basically the roller coaster, everything was planned. Everything was very planned, actually. But I think I got the most backlash I have ever gotten in my entire life from the roller coaster. Like, you can ask these two. I literally deleted my Twitter.
It was insane.
I couldn't even, I literally crawled in a hole for 3 days and didn't even like exist because the hate I was getting was literally insane. Like, people were telling me I should be put in prison. People were tagging the FBI. But I want to just say, like, something that really stuck out to me about one of the comments you told me about, or maybe it happened multiple times, was that people, men and women alike, were comparing a woman's breasts or nipples to male genitalia. A woman's nipples are not male genitalia. So
The guy
comparing,
swings his dick around.
saying if a man has his balls out on a roller coaster is not the same as a girl on a roller coaster doing this. So that to me is like, that's just anecdotal, but that to me is just that shows you how systemic the whole issue is with women, is that's what people have, a true ignorance, not in a mean way, it's a true ignorance to women's bodies, and like that's kind of like parlaying into what our whole thing is like taking the stigma off of like a woman's nipples or a woman's boobs are not the same as a guy going out and like taking his pants off and exposing his genitalia to children. That's not the same.
Because it literally like I don't think you understood the amount of hate. Like I don't think anyone understood it.
I was getting upset when I was like, wait.
In the comments like, it's not that deep.
I was like, wait. I was almost confused that people were upset. I was like, how is this a thing?
Like you said, and like y'all said, because I think I'll get it because in the industry, is that everything, even to where people bring up kids, we paid people to literally sit behind us so that we sat front row. We were on the tallest roller coaster in Six Flags. No one can possibly see that high anyways. We made sure the two rows behind us were filled. So literally no child, and by the time I landed back, I had a shirt on. But
that's what I was gonna say. I'm like,
yeah, so I thought.
But after the clip ends, people just assume what? Now you're walking around the amusement park
for the rest of the day.
You're like, how did she get back to her car? That's hard. I'm like, use your brain.
We did almost get escorted out because they took the picture like on the roller coaster as it's going, and I was like trying to get. It was really hard to get like a shirt on while doing that. But to me, the amount of hate, I think that's why we kind of all came together, is because we realized this issue is still very real. Like even to like
something yesterday.
Yesterday we went to go print images to do a magazine of the three of us, and everything's topless. Like it's not completely nude, but it's topless. It's a top magazine company in LA turned us down because we were too pornographic for them, and that their Christianity views were interfered with our what we were doing because it's a woman topless.
Terrifying.
And literally turned our business down.
What?
Well, because they FaceTimed Jesus and he was like,
no, we can't do this.
Jesus with double titties.
Jesus made titties.
Jesus created it. Jesus.
That's crazy. And the fact that people were that upset.
Oh my God, they were so
that,
mad.
It's so personal.
I had a PR person from BuzzFeed reach out, a woman, telling me that I needed to publicly apologize for the stunt I pulled.
Oh my God. Why is it her place?
Imagine
is she offended?
Put that much energy into something that was actually like what people should fight for, but they're all worried about some girl on Instagram on a roller coaster.
I mean, that is totally, to me, like an example of what's going on in the whole country right now. Is we have so many things going on that really deserve a lot of, or the world that really do deserve a lot of attention or care, and could use fundraising, and can use. That's the thing for us, is like using the platform. You can grow a platform, and then you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. And to me, it's just sickening that. And I think that a lot of people, when you watch these things or you go through the comments on Julia's video, it's like before you type something, check your own insecurity. Check your insecurity. If you're a woman, check your jealousy and think like, am I saying that what I'm saying, is this furthering women in our culture, or am I just letting my first reaction, jealousy, insecurity come out? And that just speaks volumes about you. It's not saying anything about Julia, and that's not even what you're really feeling. What you're feeling is your own insecurity. I think a lot of us get like, I don't want my boyfriend or my husband or my fiance to see this, and it's like, if that's what's gonna break your relationship, then maybe you're insecure about your relationship.
Clearly it's not a girl on a roller coaster.
It was a lot about kids too, and I think what like I was really trying to relate is like,
to pull anything.
Kids don't sexualize a woman's body. Kids breastfeed. Kids literally.
Kids shower with their parents.
Could care less about me being topless if I even, and it's just kind of like,
even if that were to hypothetically even happen, even if we're a kid, we're like, ugh, but like it's not even. People are just insane.
And nobody even, and they didn't even see it, and you weren't even on a roller coaster.
But it was bad. It, like I literally actually just re-downloaded Twitter today. Like literally today re-downloaded it because some girl was popping off about something I had to do.
I had to how to put her in place.
Watch yourself.
What?
Did you have to put her in place?
Yeah, we had to quickly put her in place. But
to sum that up, what do you think the moral of that story is?
The moral of the story is that we still live in a world where a woman cannot be topless, but like a man can. But it goes even beyond that. It's even beyond
just equality, if we're being real.
It's women and men hating. I don't even know. There's so many different factors that go into it. It's a woman not being able to be topless, but then it's also women hating on other women.
Abortion bans in the South.
Yeah, There's
people getting
hiding everywhere.
censored.
Basically just a war
All
on,
that stuff.
like a war on women that I think that other women don't even know is happening, and just there's just so much awareness that needs to be built around it, so that to me the takeaway is, like I said, if you see something on the internet that bothers you, or you read something that bothers you, everybody, whether it's political, whether it's social, whether it's based on sex, check yourself and think, always think, why am I, like, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? And does it really, you can react, but you get to choose how you react to things. So you can't say, this person made me mad. We always will say that, or this person made me pissed off, or whatever it is. No, you chose to react in a certain way, and I think that we all need to just grow up,
Not take it personally.
not take things personally that you
Doesn't
see on
affect
the
you.
internet. And another thing we talk about a lot is people saying, oh, clout chasing, or you just want attention.
Yeah, that's what I-
You're on the internet, like, yes, you want attention.
You want attention
Movie stars
too,
want attention.
yeah.
And we live off of attention. Human beings need attention. So when you say attention seeking, that has a negative connotation.
But they're
We all-
posting that to get attention.
They want you're
Literally,
saying
that's
that
to
to
get
get
retweeted
and be like, see, I was
so
right.
that somebody else can like your thing and get attention, and all of it comes down to insecurity and jealousy,
so
in my
frustrating.
opinion. And you just reek of jealousy when you post these things. And so anybody who is hating on Julia, Lauren, myself, anybody, trust that when we read that, we pity you. And I feel bad for you, because if you feel like that's your like message to the world is to bring someone else down, you're just glaringly jealous.
I mean,
And
y'all just like imagine too, y'all posting things like your business is really like YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Our business is our Instagrams, and imagine someone, y'all literally whatever, getting out of pool and having your shirt off, and your YouTube disappearing because
no
you showed your
explanation.
Happened
no
to me.
explanation.
Happened
your
to me.
business is gone because you showed too much. Like your upper body is not okay.
Yeah, ridiculous.
It's literally insane.
How did
to me.
you,
make sense.
to kind of wrap that up, how did you cope with once you got all that hate and you deleted your Twitter and whatnot? How do you recover from that? Because I feel like that's very damaging and scarring and traumatic and will give you anxiety going forward. Like, now you don't want to post another thing.
I think recovering is one, having really strong people behind me that remind me. I literally had to ask them for like support over and over again, not just once, of like, is what I'm doing okay? Because it sometimes feels like the world's against
doubt
you.
yourself.
Yeah. So I think having a really good support system, but then also, like she said, even checking yourself. I had to do an internal check of like, is what I'm standing up for important to me? And the answer was yes. So it's like, I'm gonna continue to do it. And it's also being like, this is gonna happen. I think it's the bigger you get, the more hate you're gonna get. Like you
Comes
can
with the
say little,
territory.
I could delete my page and be like, I'm terrified of the world and I don't want to post anything, but it's like,
It's like that episode of SpongeBob where he was like, he didn't want to go outside because of the scary stuff, so he just
Oh,
stayed
you're talking
inside.
about the bleeping.
No, not that.
in SpongeBob, where they had to bleep out Patrick. Sandy's got a bad
No, I'm just saying like where he was with a chip penny and used napkin in that house because he was too scared to go out. But like you'll never live a productive or a happy life if you're
You
too
can't live in
scared of
fear.
confrontation
Nothing
and
gets
fear
done.
and judgment. Yeah. Wow.
that's what us three, that's why we really came together, and what we really wanted to do is to create a safe environment, for women to come to LA to pursue what they want, so they don't have to go to creepy managers, creepy photographers. They have a safe place to come, and also to create a thing of women that like other women see that it's okay to be comfortable in your body. It's
And
okay to be
support other women
confident.
in this cause too. Like, 'cause I feel like a lot of girls, I mean, I've seen it's like, oh, like you're being a whore, or like you don't have to show off your body. It's like, no, I don't have to, but like support another woman if she wants to do that.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, that's okay.
Like
but
us commenting on
support
girls
her
wearing
rights.
turtlenecks, being like, take your shirt off.
Yeah, right. Like,
What?
let her live her life. Support her, because we're not gonna get anywhere if you don't.
Wow.
No.
This is the best mukbang out there.
I know.
I don't think.
Because
know.
most people talking about some hot hair.
What's your favorite color? Like this should be. Oh.
It's real and nobody
No, it's
wants to
real.
talk about it, and that's
No one
like
wants to.
Shag Mag, like in this group of girls, Sanford's, we want to talk about things that people don't want to talk about. We want to talk about the managers that are screwing people over, the companies that are literally leaking girls' photos. Like, it's insane,
Wow.
the shit that goes on that nobody wants to talk about because everyone's scared that they're gonna get backlash.
Or they want the clout, or if they ruin
Yeah.
the relationship with that person, like, oh, I might not get that one brand deal that I wanted.
Yeah, you worry about like
insane.
having a conversation with somebody in a professional sense. Like women go into these experiences and it's supposed to be professional, and you're worried about mentioning that you have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like if you mention you have
Yeah.
a boyfriend, then that person very
Your deal is
potentially
done.
will not not want to work with you because even if it was never going to happen, like a lot of men have this idea, they go off of this fantasy that, oh, the potential of being with someone. And it's like, whether I do or don't have a boyfriend, whatever it is, it's like you just have to worry about these things when you go into a professional environment. And it really shows you, it really shows you who people are. It's like, okay, well, that's good to know. And it's really hard to navigate. And I think that I don't want to operate in that way anymore. I don't want to feel like I have to act a certain way based on sex or gender. I want to just be, we want to be like a force to be reckoned with and be a positive influence. And I'm so sick of people seeing comments, oh, this is what you have to do because you're not smart enough, or why don't you get a real job?
Like, it's like y'all saying, oh, y'all just got to go to VidCon because y'all have tits or something. Y'all only got to go to VidCon because y'all didn't work hard or anything. Y'all are just good looking dudes. He's like, but I am.
Well, I can't disagree with that. Well, to wrap it up, I mean, going down the line, what's like a positive thing that in your journey of your life journey or your Instagram modeling or this the Shy Mike stuff, what's like the most positive or like amazing thing that's happened to you because of this, because of what you're doing?
The biggest thing for me, and like it makes me emotional, like I would literally just have days like happy crying, because I like whenever, real.
I know, that's why I giggle because I know.
But so I struggled with, and I have for like 10 plus years, you talk about mental health. I have severe panic disorder. I've had clinical depression, like everything. And then being in this industry, like it makes it even worse. It's really hard. You know, the pressure, people calling you fat, people calling you anorexic, people just saying these horrible, nasty things, writing these horrible articles about you. But I was so afraid to be public about it because I was embarrassed and I was ashamed. Then I took a step back and I was like, if 15-year-old me struggling with this monster that I didn't know what it was or didn't know how to do, or like didn't know how to deal with it, like had someone publicly to look up to and be like, okay, I'm not alone, like I would have been in a different place. So I was like, okay. So I started to kind of be a little bit like more public about it, and like it took off. People were like, oh my God, I have this, and this, like my girlfriend has this, you know, I've got this. So I started to really be a like spokesperson for mental health, panic disorder, depression. Like, so just long story short, just being able to have that platform to help people with problems that they normally wouldn't be able to like look to a public figure for, like depression, because people don't want to talk about it. So it just made me feel really good to be able to help people with similar situations, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's all worth it, for sure.
I totally agree with all of that. And so just not to say the same thing, I think having financial freedom and I know that's a root of a lot of the jealousy out there of people, and they think we don't work at all. But for me, just like I worked overtime all the time. I was working overnights, going straight from an overnight to another job just to go straight back to my other job, and all draining work, working with people who need help, and I love it. And I didn't even make enough with a degree and years of experience as a supervisor to save money, you know? And so, you know, going through and being like, oh, when am I gonna be able to afford gas, or I can't do this, or, you know, just the stuff, the little stuff. And I know a lot of people are still struggling with it, but just speaking for me personally, it's really cool to be able to save money and I just don't feel worried all the time. And I think it's
stressful when you have to worry
about
it.
It's so stressful. And then, you know, that is like a smaller part to what was Lauren was saying, like just being able to grow a platform. You know, I impacted a lot of people's lives individually in my work, but I never would have grown a platform where we can do it on a big scale, and where you can have fundraisers, or we could start a nonprofit if we want and make a more macro level change. And I am excited to do that bigger scale stuff.
I know.
I think for me, it's really this. It's like finding these relationships that you normally wouldn't find without it, and finding people that can actually relate to you in this industry and walks of life. Like we all come from so different areas, so many different areas. And I think meeting people and really hearing their stories, and then like they said, like getting to help people but have a voice. Because I mean, initially that's what, you have pictures and you're hot, whatever, but then you have a voice and you have something that you really want to stand for. So I think that was like really, really important to me. What about you guys, for you two?
Yeah, what about you?
I mean, when we had our meetup recently, and that personally for me was great because there was like a girl that came up, or two girls were crying, but one girl came up to me crying and was like saying how the videos were making her laugh and were helping her anxiety. And then me, who also struggles with that, I was like, oh my God, like it motivated me to keep going, because I was like, I know how it feels, and I'm like, if I can empower her through what I'm doing, it makes what I'm doing just so much more meaningful and gives me so much more purpose. So, which is why I got purpose tattooed on my wrist. But
there was like another girl that said her brother almost committed suicide, and then as she was dealing with that, she was watching my videos and said that was like the only thing that can make her happy throughout the day. And I was like, gosh damn, I just gotta I gotta keep going.
You never
Kids, too, that,
realize.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
little tiny kids.
It's precious.
My heart.
Like you said, you never know what anybody's going through. We're all going through something.
Everybody's going through
Just don't
something.
know.
And
You
just
never know the impact.
the YouTube and Instagram, had I not DM'd you and we met up, and then this would not have happened.
Right.
And had Noah and I not slaved away in our dorm room with 1,000 subscribers, making something that we thought was funny, none of this would be happening right now. So it's like just from a tiny idea, you can really manifest so much and change so many people's lives.
Yeah,
So.
that little idea you don't think could be anything.
Exactly.
That's gonna be the one thing that does it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We all need a round of applause.
I need a shot.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, listened to that. Hopefully there's a takeaway from everybody here because you guys all hit some great points. I definitely think we should do another one in the future.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe not pizza, maybe something else.
Yeah,
but like
maybe
pizza was
something
Salad.
Protein shake.
Salad, we'll do the salad next time.
we can eat like a model.
We'll eat, whatever y'all eat.
Yeah, we could do like a whole. You'll have to
Nothing.
cook around one day.
Filter feed.
You don't eat until noon.
Lord. All right.
They be doing the intermittent fasting and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I was doing that on the way here. It's called hungry. Okay, cool. That's it.
My name's Rhino.
Make sure you guys follow them on everything and anything.
Fun.
We'll make sure everything's in the description also if you missed it on the screen.
And if you guys like this mukbang, let us know if we should do another one because this is our first one. So this is a big one for us. You guys are helping us
We popped
try
your
something different on the
mukbang
channel.
cherry.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Pop the cherry for us.
Yeah. Sure. That's what happened.
That's a good way to look at it.
Feels good. Cool. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys on the next video.
Until next time. Peace.
Ah.